It's been this explosion. It's like, hey, I wish you would have told us before you did that because we haven't told our media. And I'm like,
Sorry.
so yeah, we got something in the works. We'll see what happens.
One or two.
Hopefully two.
Quick Jets question. Aaron Glenn brings over Tanner and also Steve Hyde.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about them and what you think is next for them as far as their new positions?
Yeah, well, critical pieces to what we were and what we were able to do here offensively. Tanner's been shooting coach tight ends, and then he was our pass game coordinator. Last couple of years, and then Steve Hyden, obviously tight end coach. Both of those guys moving over. Both of them ready to make that move. And they always had critical input on the run game and the pass game for us. Game planning, all of those are great with the players. And look, Tanner's got, he's got some experience. He does. I mean, he's called plays before. It hasn't been in the NFL, but he's done this and he's organized game plans. He helped Ben a ton. Helped me. And he's an upbeat guy, man. He's the same, and I would say that about both of them. They're the same guys every day. They don't go down. They're not up. They're not down. They're the same guys, and they're real positive. Role models to be around, and they're gonna be great out there.
Dan,
they're AG's type of guys.
Speaking of AG, can you speak to his skills as a teacher and a developer?
Yeah, I mean, I think it speaks for itself. If you just go pull up anything that he's done here and just watch him, I mean, it's all over the internet. This guy's he's an unbelievable teacher. He's a motivator. He's all about the details, and he's about accountability. Like he's not, look, if he's got something on his mind, he's no different than I am, then he's going to say it. He's not going to just, you're brushing it under the rug or sweeping it under the rug. Like, he's going to let you know this is a problem, and I think that's important. Sometimes it gets lost, and everybody just assumes that if you're holding people accountable, that means you're being an asshole. That's not what that means. It means I'm telling you that I don't like what you're doing. Like that in my face. I'm telling. No, I'm just saying. but anyway, that's yeah. Go ahead.
You've seen Ben grow to the position that he's in now in Chicago. Why is he going to succeed?
Well, look, I've been. He always asks the right questions. A number of reasons why he's waited this long to take one of these. He's been the hot name for going on 3 years now, and because he's self-aware, he knows. I think he knew. Man, my mind's not there, my heart's not there, or I'm just not ready in general. And I don't think everybody's that way, right? Not everybody is. You get offered something like that, you're going to jump at it immediately, and he's not that because he thinks about these things 5 moves out, and so that's why I think he's put a lot of thought in. He's asked a lot of good questions. We talk all the time, and so I did my best to help him be prepared to take that role, and I just, I think he's going to do great.
Do you take great pride in his success? I mean, he's been with you in Miami and Detroit. You're a mentor.
Yeah, I've known Ben a long time, and yeah, I do. He's somebody I've always believed in and thought he could be in the seat that he's getting ready to be in, and so yeah, I do, man. I'm happy for him. I want him to do well.
Dan, as a coach who helped a quarterback find success in a new home.
Say it again.
As a coach who helped a quarterback find success in a new home with Jared, obviously, is there any foundation or key piece for any quarterback, maybe in a similar situation, that you would impart on somebody?
I don't know. I mean, that's not as easy a question as it, or answer to that question. I just think, I know this. Whoever that is, they need to believe that you believe in them. They have to feel that, and if they don't, and if it's not real or there's not substance to it, then they can feel that, So if he's your guy, then you need to be all in on your guy, and I think that goes a long way and helps confidence. And then along the way, give them what they need, and sometimes they don't know what they need, but that's your job, right? So I don't know if that helps or not.
What does a competitor and you think about your road schedule this year? How
about who?
Your road schedule.
Yeah.
It's as tough as
Yeah.
I've ever seen, but I'm sure you enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm yeah, it's like anything else. I mean, you're always looking for these nuggets, man, and of motivation, and that's it. This is a challenge, We're competitive. I'm competitive, and So yeah, I love the thought of it, man. These are going to be outdoor grass. I hope it rains, it's mud, it's everything, right? The whole deal. So, and it is. We're in a meat grinder. This is going to be a meat grinder, you know. And I've said this before. We could be a better team than we were last year and have more losses. There is a chance that can happen. That's okay. It's okay. As long as we learn from what those are and we get better coming out of them, we'll be good.
I'm sure you've been.
Because I always think of this. I'm sorry. I always think of this. No matter what happens in the season, you're trying to sharpen your sword for the playoffs. You're trying to win a division, sharpen your sword for the playoffs. So, win, lose, whatever that is.
Does
I know
your
you've been
focus
asked.
in that regard change, Dan? Just to follow up, last year you guys wanted that one seed so much.
Yeah.
Does what happened last year in the schedule, does that change your focus? Hey, just get it in the division. And I know that was a focus last year.
Well, I think you're always going to say, if you're just playing the odds say that when you don't have as many games to get to a Super Bowl, that those odds are normally in your favor. That's better. You don't have to one less game to have to play. So I would still say those are always going to be a goal. You're going to win your division. You want to try to get a shot at the one seed or seed yourself the best. Certainly home game. And you go from there. But the bottom line is this. It doesn't matter. Just get your ass to the playoffs. Just get in. And then it's about the matchups and making the most of that day. And along the way, we got to get better throughout the year. We got to be much better than we were to start the season.
I'm sure you've been asked this before. Sirianni is saying that he's talking to a few players. Raheem's already said hard no. Sean McVay says hard no about the tush push. Where do you fall?
They're saying no as then they don't support it?
Yeah.
Who was that? Who's in that?
Raheem and Sean.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm of the school of, look, we don't run that, right? Jared Goff, we're not gonna. Doesn't mean we don't quarterback sneak, but we don't do that. But I am of the school of, hey, they found something and it's for up to everybody else to stop it. So I'm of a hard yes.
Last two, Eric and Mike. Coach, I want to follow up on the motivation a little bit. You lose coordinators, you lose people on the front office, you lose so many different people. How much of a challenge is that for you to show that this Detroit Lions foundation is still intact, even after losing so many people? And just your adjustment to that, losing so many.
Well, I think I mentioned this a minute ago. Everything is about setting the tone for the next season, right? And I think you're always looking for things to motivate you, And the bottom line is, when you come in an organization, you want this thing you want to have a vision for it, you want to get it up on its feet, and then you want it to be self-sustaining. And I feel like we're just about there, and it's because of the people that we have in this building. It's the owner we have, it's the people that we have, and from scouting, the player personnel, to the coaches, and then most importantly, it's the players. We've been fortunate to stay together here long enough to build this thing with a true foundation of players. We were able to draft from the ground up, also with some guys that were here, only a couple now, that were here when we got here. Brought in a couple of players, and particularly a player, Alex, in 21. And so, but that group of players has been here now going on 5 years with us, all of us together. And so that's what it's about. That's what it's about, is this group, all of us now. We've seen the ups and downs, we've been through it, and so this is the next challenge. And so if you say, well, you lost this guy, well, that to me is a slap in the face of the guys in that locker room, all right? And so we're looking forward to this. This will be the next challenge for us. And it won't be easy, but we're all good with that,
So last summer there was an issue kind of with the receivers, and you stood up there and you said you were dying for somebody to step up. Then you got Tim Patrick, and that seemed to go really well. What's your confidence level at the receiver position this year, and would you like to maybe see some more competition there going into the summer?
Yeah, love that group. But we were fortunate that we got out last year during the season, for the most part, unscathed, as far as injuries and things of that nature. But for that group, TP and Leaf, and obviously Saint and JMO, those guys that we got have been big for us. And so we would love to bring in more competition, particularly some youth, that would help. And let them all mix it up, get in there and see where see where it all falls.
That's it.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Thanks.